I don't think I've either had enough sleep or enough coffee. Which I'm going to tell you something about coffee, but I started 2 vlogs off and it was like, I mean, this mouth was just not working. So I think I'm better now. But anyway, how are you guys? Happy Friday. I made it into Chicago early. The last place I was in DC, and they are getting hit by another, like, I think they're getting like 24 inches, something like that. Did you? So they're getting this like insane amount of snow. And when I heard that, I was in the office and I'm like, I heard a couple people going, yeah, 20 inches. I'm like, excuse me, what's going on over there? Because I was supposed to fly home today. And so of course then I call the Weather Channel, which is my mother, and she does her little, you know, Kelly, let me get back to you, hold on. She calls all of her stormtrooper friends, and then she gets back, she goes, change your flag right now. Thanks, Mom. Anyway, Mr. Flo, that's for you. Ugh. Gosh, I have so much to tell you guys. The number one thing, and several people had asked me on Facebook or Twitter, some of you on my blog, is, you know, why aren't you vlogging when you're gone? And if you recall, I think I shared it with you, the thing that I have when I travel, God, I love this song. I'm using Verizon Broadband Wireless, and maybe this is an airhead moment. I thought, when it said broadband, I thought it was going to be as fast as the connection I had at home. So I brought all my stuff, shot my vlog, I think Sunday and Monday or whatever, Tuesday, and I go to upload it, and it's taking here, it takes I think maybe 25 minutes or so to upload, and it's fine. It was showing that the time required to upload was 3 hours. I'm like, what the, you know, and several other words came out of my mouth. So I get on the phone with Verizon, who is awesome. I'm just going to say, you guys, if you're not with Verizon, you're crazy. They are just the best across the board. Sometimes I wonder why my monthly bill is almost like a car payment, but it's worth it. So I called and I was asking this guy, he was so helpful, tech support, but bottom line is the 3G for wireless, I learned a lot here, is not nearly as fast as the connection. I literally did. I thought the connection, like broadband was broadband. Maybe I'm an airhead, okay? I'm just telling you. All that to say, I have got to figure out another solution. When I go visit DC and I visit our offices, I can just upload it at our offices. But when I'm on the road, we have to find another solution because I can shoot my vlogs, I can bring all my stuff with me, but I either have to find faster broadband, and the whole reason that I have this Verizon broadband, people, is so I don't have to pay those ridiculous hotel charges. You might not think $10 a day is a big deal, but $10 a day times, say, 4 days, right? That's 40. That's 160 bucks a month if I travel every week. That's ridiculous. Where if I can save that money and, you know, maybe have an extra sushi dinner when I'm on the road, I'm fine with that. So, if you have any ideas, please let me know, because I was really pissed off. Literally, it wasn't like I didn't have the patience. We all know I don't have the patience. It would not upload because it was like taking 2.5 hours and then it would just give me an error, which really pissed me off. So, there's that. Wow, this is an oldie but goodie. So I had a really good week, guys. Not pleased with my number of workouts, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that because of my schedule this week, I had a lot of like 8 to 5, 8 to 6 stuff, which makes it very hard for me to work out in the morning. And I think you guys know what my issue is. If I don't work out in the morning, very hard for me to work out when I get back to the hotel room. And in that one night, I had a stomach ache and just couldn't do it. So anyway, I'm gonna make up for today. We're gonna do 2 workouts today, 2 kick-ass workouts tomorrow, and next week, we're gonna just kick ass. I've got 3 weeks of less travel, so we're gonna make up for that. The gluten-free, my first week in gluten-free, getting the haircut tomorrow, people. First week with gluten-free, I'm so encouraged. I, in fact, just got back. I ran over to Trader Joe's this morning. I don't know why, I was thinking there was going to be a snowstorm here too, so I like hauled ass over to Trader Joe's, and it's not snowing at all today. So anyway, got a bunch of gluten-free stuff, and also, again, I'll put the link up for you guys, but a lot of this has to do with, it's not like my doctor told me to go gluten-free. I just had found, again, after starting to count my calories and yada yada yada, I was letting a bunch of like kind of diet food back into my diet, and I just found that I was getting stomach aches again, which hadn't happened to me in quite a while, on a regular basis. So that's what I did, is I went back and I read that book, Eat Right for Your Blood Type, and I'm like, why am I only doing this part-time? You know, if this guy is so spot on with telling me what irritates my stomach, why don't I do the whole thing? You know, because I read it and I'm like, no way I'm going gluten-free. There's no way I could never have bread, and bread doesn't upset my stomach. Well, sometimes people, I'm not trying to convince anybody to do what I'm doing just because I'm doing it. But keep in mind, sometimes, like with a gluten intolerance or with a dairy intolerance, it might not be necessarily, okay, that you have something like milk or yogurt and it's immediate stomach pain. For those of us that have much more sensitive stomachs, that can be the case. Like if I have some of the wrong dairy, seriously, I will have a stomach ache within an hour, and it'll be like a painful stomach ache, just pain in my stomach for like 2 hours, 3 hours. But sometimes with bread, you know, if I go out and have a bagel with cream cheese right now, I'm not gonna like be doubled over in pain. That's something I can easily tolerate, it seems. But sometimes with gluten intolerance, it's more like an overall thing, and it can inhibit what this book says. It can certainly cause weight gain by the way that it's processed in our digestive system, and it can inhibit fat loss. So for me, I'm like, why don't I just try it? Why don't I go all the way and try it? It's not like some fad diet that I'm trying to lose weight quick. It's equally important for me to do it for health reasons, to not have a stomach ache all the time, because I can't stand talking about medical issues all the time. I've done that enough. And also for, you know, helping in my fat loss this year. You know, hey, if I can do it, that's fine. But then two, you have to be careful. If you branch over into doing like a gluten-free diet, it can be a little easy, or to get into a situation where you aren't counting calories, and you still, it doesn't matter if you're gluten-free, if you're vegetarian, if you're low carb, high carb, whatever, you have to count your calories. Because again, if you're eating 3,000 calories a day of the healthiest stuff, it's still too much for most of us, okay? So, here's some of the stuff I got. This book for me, there's most fruits I can have, which is awesome because I can have bananas. I love Medijewels, which as you know. And the cool thing about this too, you guys, is a lot of this stuff, it's like, if you're allowed to have things like this, and then they even say, you know, you can have sugar stuff or chocolate stuff if it's not mixed with, you know, coconut, which is bad for blood type O. But you can have sugar in limited quantities. And of course, I'm not going to have sugar in a lot of quantities because I told you before, I don't want to get into that craving sugary crap. But you know, if you have like high quality, I get these. I will tell you, this is a challenge for me, but these are organic, dark covered chocolate caramels, and I checked on the ingredients. It's literally like just 3, there's no gluten, there's no wheat in here, there's no soy lecithin, which can be, you know, bad, it's a thickener. So you can have something like this, and again, you gotta be able to, I've been known to eat an entire package of these. I'm not just saying. So you can have good sugar or good chocolate, but again, you got to limit it. That's something that you can have if you still, you know, are worried about a sweet tooth. Like at first going gluten-free, I'm like, my God, you know, I'm not gonna be able to have anything. Blueberries, I got strawberries. I'm almost out of time. And then, if you haven't tried this, I've had this before in the past and I love it. Total wheat-free bread, Ezekiel bread rocks. Personally, I don't care for it, you know, raw. It's a little dry for me. I love it toasted. Then I tried this. The woman at the counter said this stuff is awesome. Good morning, Chad. Wheat and gluten-free brown rice, fruit juice sweetened bread. It's very heavy. I'm telling you, I could like bicep curl this thing. And then I gotta check this. I'm pretty sure spelt is gluten-free. I might be wrong, because it says organic spelt flour. There were a couple of things, maybe it's millet that I was allowed to have. Some new words that I didn't know, so I might be bad on this. Blue corn tortilla chips. It's just blue corn. I gotta watch my time. Dried fruit too, very good. Almond butter. Peanut butter is not as good for people like me. People, these things are so awesome. I can't say enough. There's 3 ingredients. Gluten-free, wheat-free, what can you want more? Gluten-free toaster waffles. Then I got some tilapia, some shrimp, shrimp cocktail. Very good low-fat, low-cal dinner to have. I might have to do 2 vlogs today, people. Hold on, because I'm at 9:33.